I'm Francis Colon. I shoot for Team MDT. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today and bring you a couple tips on how to be better at mental management, specifically as it can relate to competition shooting. The first thing I do is I walk up to a stage. I'm going to first quickly assess the terrain, just get a feel for what it looks like, find how many targets we have, quickly identify them in my binoculars. Once I've done that, I'm then going to step back into sort of work mode where I want to understand what I need to do to successfully engage those targets. Get my dope for those targets. So elevation, windage, idea of what the wind has been doing, make sure my mags are loaded, make sure I have a process for what bag I want to use in which position, which positions I want to go to on the barricade. I'm then going to mentally shoot each stage one by one, shot by shot, perfectly in my brain, over and over and over. I'll do it 3 times before I go live for the stage if I can. You can shoot it mentally, it only takes a few seconds to do so, but you want to rehearse it with similar motions and positions that you might be using in your match. I think if you do that, what you'll do is train your brain to start handling the newness of each stage as just simply, this is what I do. I walk up to a stage, I get some elevation, some windage, put some rounds in a mag, practice what I want to do, and then I go do it. And I think you'll find if you start to perfect that more, you're going to shoot a lot better scores more often. I want to go through my shot process really quickly with you. If I'm ready to shoot a stage, shooter, do you understand the course of fire? Yes. From that moment, I'm setting into hit impact mode, right? Walking up to the barricade, I'm taking note of where I need my foot to fall to make sure if it's a kneeling shot, I need it 1.5 feet, about 18 inches away from the barricade to make sure that my rifle and bag fall in line with my body. Once the rifle is on, I'm making sure that the bag settled naturally. The rifle settles naturally into the bag. I give it 2 shakes to make sure that it settles into the bag, and now it's one system. From there, I'm already eyeballing my target without looking through the scope. I'm going to identify my target and align the rifle to that point while I'm coming into the scope. This all happens very fast, 1 to 2 seconds. From that point, I'm referencing my level, make sure that my gun is not canted left or right. I'm taking note that the wind is the same as what it was a few seconds before I started the stage or from the last shot. Make sure, check my elevation, that it's dialed properly. My windage hasn't changed. I generally don't dial wind, I'll hold it. And then I'll reference my wind rows to make sure that I have a low, medium, and a high wind and which wind I'm going to use. From that point, I'm going to close my bolt on target, exhale slowly, and at the very end of that exhale, I'm pressing through the trigger. And all the things that we just talked about take about 2 to 3 seconds. One of the fastest ways you can get better without pulling the trigger is simply reframing how you look at a shot that goes down range that does not end up where you expected it. Instead of thinking, oh no, I missed, what you should immediately be doing is saying, great, I have information because I know either A, that wasn't the right solution, and if you can learn to reframe the first feelings of negativity into a positive one, i.e. you saw splash low and left of a target on a berm, you know that you only have to come up the amount of the low and over 1 mil or up 2 mils, whatever it might be. You're going to take that information, turn it into a positive, and immediately be happy that you've found information that will get you on target.